Good evening friends. Now I want to explain about the characteristics of equilibrium constant. That is, equilibrium constant is depends upon and also it does not depends upon. It does not depends upon the equilibrium constant. It does not depends upon the initial concentration of reactant. Equilibrium constant does not depend upon the initial concentration of reactants. If it is you take a small or big, but the equilibrium constant does not depends upon the reactants you take how much concentration, and also the presence of catalyst. If you take the catalyst or does not take, that does not depends upon the equilibrium constant. And also presence of inert material. If you add inactive material, that is helium, neon, whatever it may be, it does not affect the equilibrium constant. We know catalyst is favors to approach the equilibrium as early as possible and also the direction, but it does not depends upon the equilibrium constant. These are the three important points you have to remember. The equilibrium constant does not depends upon the initial concentration of reactant and also the presence of catalyst and also the presence of inert material. And next step we take, it depends upon, I will explain, depends upon the mode of representation of the reaction, that is depends upon the equilibrium constant. For example, A plus B gives rise to equilibrium with C. If you write the C is equilibrium with A plus B, this is equilibrium constant K. This is because the direction is reverse, you write the reverse, that's why it is 1 by K. For example, if you take nitrogen reacts with oxygen, they will form 2NO, that is K. It is multiply with 2N2 plus 2O2 gives rise to 4NO. If you multiply with the equilibrium equation with 2, the equilibrium constant, you write it as it's a square. If you divide it to 1 by 2, you write it as a 1 by 2. Equilibrium constant is equal to equilibrium to the power of 1 by 2. By addition of any two reactions, the equilibrium constant must be multiplied. If A gives rise to B, B gives rise to C, you add this, then you get the K equilibrium is equal to K1 into K2. If you minus the equilibrium, two different equilibriums, we divided with them, K1 by K2. If, for example, I give the question H2 plus I2 gives rise to 2HA, K is equal to 49. Then if you reverse this one, of H2 plus divided with 1 by 2. What is the K equilibrium?